Hasanabi, former coworker of mine. I used to edit a few of his breakdown videos. Wasn't his primary, but knew the guy. I was actually at Young Turks in the very, very earliest days when he first showed up, meaning like when his earliest days. I remember seeing this huge dude. He was carrying some more weight back then, but it was just suddenly there was this, he's very big. His shoulders are just giant. As I like to point out, I've said this once before. His head, he gets a lot of grief about his head being small. It's actually just in relativity on display. He has a very normal sized head. In fact, his head's probably bigger than average, but he's like 6'5", and he's got giant, like the slider on his shoulders is just all the way too wide. He's got these big old fucking weird, crazy shoulders. And it's so his head is actually not that small. It's just that his shoulders are oversized. Just want to say that because in person, his head does look small because his shoulders are oversized, right? Like if my thighs were huge, people would say that guy has skinny calves. So anyway, he was at the DNC this week. Good for him. Guy makes millions of dollars a day on Twitch. That's an exaggeration, but he's a millionaire. He makes a ton of money, millions a year, and has a huge audience. I would love it if he ever gets a hold of my documentary and puts that on his stream because he's in it. And it's
Pause, buy TYT, make it a co-op. Buy TYT, make it a co-op. This is you talking from your dreams. Buy TYT, make it a co-op. This is you talking from your dreams. Pause, buy TYT, make it a co-op. Your dreaming house. Buy it, buy it, buy it.
It's about the labor force that created his value. The people who worked, who started that union at the Young Turks that I helped with, were like literally the people who produced the work that this guy's career is foundationally built upon. So it would be cool if someday he gets a hold of that. I actually ran into him once when I was doing food deliveries. He was waiting for food somewhere, and yeah, we chatted. But anyway, now that I've sufficiently name dropped, he gets booted out of the DNC. What the fuck? Let's see what happens.
In terms of like literally,
by the way, this is on his show. They set him up. I've been paying somewhat attention to the DNC this week, and apparently I saw him setting up in his hotel on the first day, and then he was walking around. Someone followed him around with the camera on the convention center. Kind of an interesting look at things. He's very famous, man. People are just bothering him constantly for pictures and whatever else, all kinds of stuff. You know, being famous seems like a strange curse.
oh my god, excuse me, oh my god, I'm such a big fan of you. God,
anyway, so now they've got him set up with a background booth. He's got a much higher profile than the Young Turks, from which he was born. And it's kind of amazing that they gave him this sort of shot. I mean, look at that's the stage right there, right? Doesn't that seem to be it? I mean, it is a huge building and there is a lot of room for this kind of stuff, but they did give him a pretty primo looking spot. So, but he gets kicked out. Why?
in terms of like literally only having Israeli victims and their family members be held into question while Palestinian and pro-Palestinian people are getting fucking beaten out, okay? Like they're literally the delegates themselves that dare bring up the Palestinian casualties get fucking booed, they get humiliated, they get kicked aside. It is fucking ridiculous, okay? Yes, of course these people have a right to speak, and yes, of course they deserve to have their child back, okay? I am not a fucking soulless monster. I'm not a heartless piece of shit, okay? There is no like boo, like I can't believe she's doing this, I can't believe the Democratic Party is doing this. But the fact that after all of the commitment that the Democratic Party has given to the Israeli government to just basically absolutely eviscerate entire Palestinian families with American-made bombs, that they can't even fucking have a Palestinian person, an individual with family members come and speak in this similar fashion is disgusting to me. This conversation itself better turn around into one that specifically focuses on Benjamin Netanyahu and his disruptive attitude towards the ceasefire negotiations, or else I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find more, because that was clearly the thing that got him going. And here's a link that someone clicked to. It's a Twitch clip.
We don't know.
I don't. You're the person.
I think we can go to meme.
So I'm one of the political directors here. I was wondering what happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Thank
Okay.
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Wait, what was that? What just happened? What?
Okay, I think we can put you in the buff out. I know there's no hardwire internet there.
No, yeah, that's what Elle told us. It's fine. It's okay. We'll just we'll probably just go back to the hotel then. I'm just trying to figure out if I can like I mean in that area would I
We can set you up with like a corner.
I think what they're doing is relocating him somewhere. And it sounded like she said there's no internet. I know there's no internet. We could set you up in a corner. So it seems like there's, instead of saying, get out of here, fucking, but someone said, dude, why is this guy got that spot? Why is this guy looking like in this like primo location? Oh, I did actually do it in the way. Okay. Yeah. So that's interesting. So it's like, they're just going to give him a different, a spot where he can film that's not as prime. And he just says, all right, we'll go back to the hotel. I mean, that's kind of how you kick someone out, unless you're really like pissed about him. Like, what if he had a laser pointer and was pointing it at Kamala, and then they said, "Out of here with the laser pointer."
About an Ethernet cord, I just don't know how fast I can move on it.
the only thing
Interesting. So here is Hasanabi Productions meme account. Just curious if this is true here. Apparently, the reason Hasan was kicked out of his DNC room, we got booted. So this is Hasanabi. I'm just going to take this on good faith that this is him, legit. We got booted because of uncommitted, by the way, because I was wearing the Palestinian flag and interviewing the uncommitted delegates, LMAO, and a whole bunch of. Is this from Discord? I don't know. I can't fucking keep up with any of it. So here's another Twitch streamer, Hasan Piker, currently meeting with the uncommitted delegates, protesting outside the DNC. All right. Yep. There he is, talking to him. So, update. Is this, what's the date here, though? This is August 23rd. Interesting. So, that's today right now. Update. He says he knows the reason, but he can't tell us he knows it because, you know, you can guess it yourself. If you don't believe it, he said you can see only he got kicked out of the booth and other people with him in the booth. It wasn't kicked. Yeah. It's fascinating. I wish we could catch the moment where they made him get up out of there, and maybe it's somewhere. This whole streaming business is really intense. It's a little bit like Truman Show stuff, where you're constantly filmed and every single bit becomes content. That must be sort of its own kind of strange thing. At least he's getting compensated for it, I guess. But there's no way it can be good for his psyche long term. I mean, all right, well, fucking crazy that this dude just mentioned a few very common sense ideas that the people who are on the receiving end of a genocidal empire have a right and should deserve to have their voice heard at a convention that's supposed to be about looking out for your neighbors and about the big tent and all that. So nope, it's not. The Democratic Party is a racist organization that is actively committing a genocide rooted in its origins of racism, imperialism, colonialism, settler colonialism, geopolitical strategy, and resource extraction. So fuck them all. Long live Hasanabi. Next up,